Hi, my name is Jay Martin. I'm the head of Chief Innovation in Dallas, Texas, and I'm wanting to provide a reference for our friends at Moon Technolabs in Ahmedabad, India. I just wanted to thank them for everything. I strongly encourage them to ask me to be a reference. I've had an excellent experience, and I encourage anybody, especially people in the United States and Europe, who are looking to develop apps and websites to consider their services. Chief Innovation is a company focused on both management consulting and innovation, new company creation, filing patents, things of that nature here in Dallas, Texas. I'd hired Moon Labs through a competitive bid process on Upwork. For those of you not familiar with Upwork, I believe it's the largest platform for contracting. I was extremely happy with their services, and I've hired them multiple times since then. I intend to use them for all my websites and apps in the future. They made that decision extremely easy, and just want to go through kind of what they did and why I like them so much. So in the bid, I had three other bidders, and the three others, all for different reasons, demonstrated they were untrustworthy. Some not so much, but still Moon was the only one that I really got excited about working with. And in the end, I think it was a great decision. I'm very happy with how things turned out, and I look forward to continuing my relationship with them. So Moon showed both an honesty in providing what a realistic budget was and being committed to what we finally agreed to. They also showed quality of work, which was very important. I had two other bidders that were higher and one bidder that was much lower. The one much lower demonstrated both lack of integrity combined with poor quality and also not following directions. The other two, one showed not too bad as far as being dishonest, but they basically put a little note in their bid saying, hey, this doesn't include Upwork fees. So leaving for me to figure out what the end fees would be and also trying to hide what their price really was. The highest bidder, which was actually 2.5 times what Moon was, by the way, started off with telling me not to use React Native, that I should use the separate programming for both Apple and Google. This was a non-starter. I knew this was ridiculous. And then they complained after we directed them. The exact response was, we could have done something if you told us your budget to fit within your budget. And my response was, what part of competitive bid did you not understand? So again, let's talk about a little bit about quality for Moon. So Moon's people did an excellent job. So the Figma mock-up at the beginning, I was very excited. All I could think of is, if this is what my app looks like, I'm going to be elated with respect to the quality of their work. And it was exactly what it looked like. I'm suspicious. I'm not an app person. I've never done an app before. In fact, I'm not even a big user of apps. Probably 7-8 years into having my iPhone, I might have 6-7 apps that I use, maybe even less actually. DoorDash, Uber, a couple of regulars. So I'm not a big app user, and I definitely never done anything design or building one. So I wanted to get into the project. So the project was a very complicated app. I would say it had a lot more involved than even I expected. I started off with a 93-page deck and 300 or 400 use cases, I believe. It actually grew from there. So it was even more complicated than that. And I do want to give Moon credit because, as Jayanti, the CEO, has told me, he said, Jay, we're committed to this. Don't even worry, and we'll do what we said to. And he stuck with that, which has made me very grateful. We used up all the contingency which I expect, and I added, at my own request, I added more money just because I really felt they deserved it, and I was very happy with what they've done. In addition to that, I've also set up, because I consider them a partner. I don't really just consider them to be my developers. I have added a plan for every month for the next 1.5 years for me to tip the team, and they seem to like that, and I'm committed to doing that. As the app gets started, it really doesn't have that much. The app is Airlist, Heirlist. There isn't really much revenue, and I can't really afford to tip them well, but my intention is that I hope both the team and Jayanti share in the benefits of the app as it goes forward, because again, without their help, it never would have happened. Let me talk about kind of the reasons why I like them so much. So there's a couple things I look at. I ran, if you want to go Google on the internet, a company that was in more than 100 newspapers around the world. It was an outsourced B2C company, one of the first ever in history. Made the front page of the Wall Street Journal, made national media, TV here in the United States. It was called JobSurf, Jobserf, And I had an offshore partner for 11 years in India, so I know working with Indians, working with people offshore, the different challenges, and working together with the United States. So I wasn't a newbie as far as working with people, and so that's one of the reasons why I liked Moon so much, because they really did a good job. They proved that they were honest, which is the big thing to me. So I'm going to go through the reasons why I like them so much. So the first is the honesty. First is I felt I could trust them. They stuck with their commitments. That's huge. Without that, you don't have a relationship. I don't care what you think. And they really did not give me any pause in the 13 months of our project. There was a couple little things, I think, on the websites, but on the app, there was almost never any fear from my standpoint of these guys are going to stick me, or they're going to screw something up, or they're not listening. So I really am appreciative of that. So first is trust. Second is quality. So they really did a good job. You can go look at the app in the store, HEIRLIST, Airlist, and you can see the quality. Or go on the YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel with 42 videos that shows the app. It really looks good. I mean, does it look as good as somebody like Apple who spends tens of millions? No, right? But it doesn't look like a kid designed it in his garage, and it doesn't look like two guys in America went and decided to build it on a weekend. It really looks good, and it's incredibly complicated. The back end of it is much more complicated than I expected or planned, and as far as with them as well, we actually buried the whole back end with the two back ends from our website. So we have a master kind of command center that controls everything in the app, and then everything in two of the three websites. The third website doesn't need any back end. So they also encouraged me to use Laravel versus my own people were saying to use Firebase. And I actually am very happy with that. I would encourage you to trust them if there's something they know that might not be what you thought you wanted. I have to admit, in the end, I'm very happy and I'm very comfortable with what came out of the back end. And the third thing is price. You never want to say, hey, somebody's really cheap. They were very competitive on cost in the beginning. The fact that they didn't forgive the French, screw me, or try and escalate the price, I'm eternally grateful. That was a big deal to me. And given my own situation and getting the company launched, I don't know I could have gotten done what needed to got done if they hadn't been that way. So, you can compare prices and see, but I would tell you that they have the trust component, and they also have the quality component that gives you an idea of how competitive their prices are. Do I think you might be able to get somebody cheaper? You could, but you might pay for it. I always joke with my attorneys. I always tell people, I said, good attorneys are expensive, but bad attorneys are more expensive. So, and I just wanted to say I strongly encourage anyone to use them. I've had a great experience. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any questions about Moon or working with them, some tips. The only caveat I would say is I'm a very well-organized, structured person. I gave them a 93-page deck. I gave them hundreds of use cases. I told them exactly what I wanted. For that reason, I think we were both successful in working together. If you don't do that, you might have challenges, but I would argue you'd have challenges with anyone. So, that's just something to remember. So, and again, thank you very much, my friends at Moon, and you guys did a great job, and I'm very happy to provide any help and assistance. And also, and I've told this to other people, I'm actually trying to help Moon grow their business in the United States, and I've refused to take any commissions or any sales referrals, because I think, one, I'm doing Moon a favor, who I'm very grateful to, and then two, I'm actually doing any company that uses them in the US a favor as well, because there are so many people who've had bad experiences.